for the SG ball. Harold Matt's boys are forming a guard of honour. A few of them shirtless, and it's cold here and miserable at Redfern Oval. But anyway, so it's Steve Maven on the camera, on the audio. Darren Brown, he's just getting the stream up. Chaps is just going to get us a coffee. We're hoping that the Park Cafe on Chalmers is open. It's under new management, but we shall see. You can live chat with us on our YouTube channel, and you can leave us a donation. You can join as a channel member. Rob Trelaw left a donation in the last Harold Matts game. If you missed the Harold Matts, they went down 28-22, was it? 30-24. Sorry, there you go. So 30 points to 24, they went down. This will be the last game for the SG Ball boys this year. They are out of contention to make the finals. They've only won one game. Spoke to Johnny Sutton at Rabbitohs training the other day. It's been a horrid year for the team. They have had injury worries, injury-plagued season. Yeah, so and just to let you know, if the live stream drops out at all, we will restart it. You'll just have to find it again on our YouTube channel. But that didn't happen in the last game. We've got some snacks and that here. We've brought to you by Darryl Lee, but here comes the team, so we'll go back to that. And here comes the Dragons team. Brownie, are you ready to read out this team?
Yeah, I certainly am. Mavo, there's been a couple of changes. We won't go through the whole team, but one of the changes in the St George backline is number 20 will come in for Pat O'Connor, Zach Loom. He'll be joined on the wing by Jesse Williams. In the halves for the Dragons, we've got Shadi Harmud, and playing in number 7, Nicholas Quinn. We don't know too much about the Dragons pack. We do know that number 13, Corey Ackers, will be starting from the bench and will be replaced by Matthew Alzahim. And the South Sydney Rabbitohs, well, we've got an exciting backline here, and none other than number 1, Dane Towns. Keep an eye on this young kid. He's a great player. Daniel Wright, another quality, skillful player in the backline. He'll be playing in number 3. And number 20, Hazen Mellors, returns from injury today. Number 7 will be Brent Hawkins, the younger brother of Dean Hawkins. And in the forwards, we've got Setefano Sele, who is the brother of Hame Sele, so keep an eye on him. TJ Herring will be wearing number 9. And Toby Doyle, number 13, will be starting off the bench, and he'll be replaced by Lennox Rosati as the Rabbitohs are underway here in the SG Ball fixture, as we are joined by our caller, Grant Chappell, who's just been down to get a coffee, chaps.
I'll tell you what's a big lineup down at the coffee shop. Plenty of the mums and dads down here, the players. And the rain's just backed off here a fraction. It's still coming down as it has been right through that whole Harold Matthews fixture.
And we've got Russell Coit saying it's a bit wet down at Pioneers Park today. I loved your show, All Aussie Adventures, mate. And Kieran Macklin's joined us. He's just said a long quote, a long comment, which I could kick that. Is that a 40-20? Just missed it.
Just outside.
Yeah, what did Russell say? What did Kieran Mack? I'll read it for you there. The boys are just getting set up here. So Kieran said, have a good day, boys. I'm disappointed after last night. Thought we had enough ball to win. I'm a huge Trell fan, but gee, I wish he'd inject himself more at the moment. Nowhere near his best.
Well, he had his most runs and most involvement to the whole season, so
yeah,
not sure. I mean, it might just look that way. I know when we're looking for answers out there. I'm not pointing the finger at Latrell for that loss last night. I thought as a team we're just a little bit off the pace. Our finishing just wasn't there. We created some chances, but first half the ball hit the deck a few times where it probably shouldn't have. But other than that, there was plenty of effort from the boys in the second half trying to get back into the contest. But we're down here for the Pathways New South Wales Rugby League junior reps, and it's at the under-19 level SG Ball.
Apologies. I read out that Hazen Mellors was wearing number 20. He's not. He's wearing his usual number 5. and it's number 20 for the Dragons.
Chaps, can I just get you to read out the Dragons? Just in fairness to the Dragons fans, can you read out the Dragons team? Because Brownie just skipped over that when they ran out because it was all happening a bit fast. But just take us through that team if you could, please.
Just as
while we'll try and call the play.
We've got the number 7, Nicholas Quinn puts a nice crossfield kick, and Hazen Mellors comes in on the burst.
The basketballer.
What a great catch. And there was some nice contact by the Dragons. Anyway, fullback Jovan Jymore. I think he could be the first Jovan since Jovan Clark, the old South Sydney fullback. Jesse Williams on the wings with Zach Combe. And in the centres they've got Araz Nava, Jai Wright. In the halves, Shardy Hammond and Nicholas Quinn. I just called his name out there. We've got in the front row, we've got Carlos Paoli, and then we've got Loco Jr., Pacifica Tonga. Hooker is James Fraser. Number 11, Nicholas Sugranis. Number 12, Jonty Pera Trelo. We've also got Corey Akers, and on the bench, Elijah Porter, Matthew Alzim, Ethan Arena in jumper number 16. Jumper number 17, it's Fangavalu Hammond. So there's a couple of Hammonds in the lineup. The number 6 is a Hammond, and also number 17. And it's 0-0 here.
So Dallas, our man, has told us about the teams. Have you got a sheet or?
No.
Okay. Dallas has told us about the teams, and he said the player to watch is the lock, but he's starting off the bench, I think. So he's
Corey Akers. Yep.
He's gone to the bench, and the other bloke's starting number 15, I think it is.
Matthew Alzim, yep.
He said the 5'8's a player to watch. He loves to run the ball.
Al-Hazim, sorry. As the hooker skips out a dummy half, James Fraser puts one out into the corner. And that's Cooper McLaren. Brings it back to the midfield. Oh. He's been ankle tapped, dropped the ball. They've passed it out the back. And the Dragons number 3's pushed our bloke out the way, and Araz Nava scored off an error from the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And that was a little bit disappointing. Poor old Cooper, he's come around to the middle, tried to do the right thing, start the set in the middle of the field, but he was ankle tapped. As he hit the deck, the ball spilled out, and Araz Nava picked it up. Look at that, spilt the ball.
Yeah, in these wet conditions, chaps, it's, the ball control is very important, and to come up with an error, like you said, he got ankle tapped. A little bit unfortunate. He spills the ball, and the Dragons were there ready to pounce on it. They picked it up and scored under the post to go in for the first points of the game to lead 4-0.
Yep.
You think he'd convert this one from right under the sticks. And the boys have got off to a little slow start here, the SG Ball side, which they did last week. They got down 16-0 to Manly, but were able to claw their way back into it and win the game 29-28 to have their first win of the season. So, look, a slow start is nothing for the Rabbitohs here. We can get right back into this contest.
I just seen Brent Hill walk into the tunnel. He looks very warm. He's got my jumper on, and I'm up here freezing.
Yeah, Benny, bring a jumper to the footy when it's going to be like this. He
must have a house with no windows. Didn't look out the window before he left the house.
And I'm not sure if you watched. Maybe did you get that car, that Rego number plate that's parked in the driveway?
Yeah, I did.
You know of anyone?
Anyone who knows of a car? What sort of car is it, Brownie? Can you have a quick look?
I think it's a Honda.
No, I've got it here.
It's a Hyundai.
It's a Hyundai with a number plate YMK65B. You're parked in the driveway, so no one can get out.
It's probably the ambulance entrance as well.
Ambulance entrance. So please come and move your car, or if somebody knows who owns that car, a Hyundai SUV, please tell them, give them a buzz and say, mate, you've parked your car, so nobody can get out of the ground.
The Dragons. He's bobbled the ball in the in-goal, the fullback, and then he's just, as they've converged on him, the defence, he's threw a nice wide pass to his winger, and they were able to bring it out 15 metres out from their own line.
And we park here all the time. There's spots at the end of the field. You can just go and park on the grass. Tell him to move his car, park it on the grass at the southern end of the field, and, next time, don't park in the driveway where people have got to come in and out, obviously.
And we're only announcing it here because the PA system, we haven't got it set up here at Redfern Oval today. So if you're watching this and you know of someone that is at the ground with that car, please kindly remove it as you're blocking the entrance to...
And I can tell you one thing, mate. Pasifiki Tonga, he is a monster, the number 10 from the Dragons. He's the biggest bloke on the field, no doubt about it.
So there it is there. There he is parked there.
As we go down the short side on the right-hand side, they put only a small kick in the Dragons. There wasn't a hell of a lot in it, but we got a penalty to the Rabbitohs.
We needed that.
We've got a number of people watching this live stream. We welcome you all on this miserable old day down here at Redfern Oval, where the wind is blowing, the rain is falling.
Got the Doncaster Mile on today.
Oh, okay.
Just up the road.
Couple of things on.
Big Group 1 up the rise it'd be a softer, heavy track, I suppose. Now.
Over the mile there at Randwick.
It's a time-honoured race, Brownie. 16.
It is.
That's a great run, Ryan Casey back on the angle in behind the ruck. There's 2J Herring.
As the Rabbitohs go onto the attack. The first time in this game, really, where we've had some great field position and looking to put our first points on the board.
There's Leroy Murray, short ball to Ryan Casey, and he's coughed it up.
Spilled the football.
Looking for a lot of work here early in this game, Ryan Casey, but nice low tackle from the Dragons, and they have turned the pill over. Not where you want to turn it over.
Yeah, well, look, it's probably been the case all season for this SG ball team, chaps. They haven't had many wins, and it's been a little bit unfortunate for John Sutton, the coach. He's very injury depleted. The injury crisis at the club, at the top level, always filters down to the lower grades. We've got a number of these players playing Jersey flag who could play in this SG ball team.
And Darryl Lee makes it better since 1927. Proud sponsors of us here at Bunnies TV. Where we're live and free from Redfern Oval. And there's the scoreboard there, the Bunnaby Water scoreboard. You can see there's 26 minutes to go in the first half. The St. George Illawarra Dragons, or are they just St. George?
Yeah, they're just St. George. Yeah.
No, Illawarra. Illawarra have got their own teams.
They certainly have.
Yeah. Well, so they're not St. Merge. It's just the Dragons. Hello to all our Dragons friends out there that are watching. We try and call the game as fairly as we can. We don't know a lot of the names. If anyone's calling, anyone watching and chatting, you can send us through if you're watching and where you're watching from. I had a bloke chatting to us yesterday, or the captain's run where I was filming from here, from Minnesota, USA.
And we had one the last game from Delhi in India.
Yeah.
As Dane Towns takes a tough take under pressure.
I had a curry last night, as a matter of fact.
Get that, India.
There's got to be a penalty. Just too much interference in there.
A little bit of feeling there. The number 6 has waded in. And Dallas has tipped us that he likes to run the ball. He sometimes likes to run it a little bit too much, but
Shandy Hammond, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was guilty of that sometimes. I didn't want to pass it, but you got to back yourself, I suppose. Here we go. Here we go now.
Nice touch finder there from the Rabbitohs. They're going to get themselves into Dragons territory.
And a shout out to the Millers, who I don't know if they're at the game, but I'm sure they'll be watching this live stream up there in Brisbane.
Yep.
Ryan Casey.
Dad Vince.
Another hit up there.
Mum
held onto the pull there, but we've dropped the ball out the back. That was big contact again by the Dragons. They've come here today.
As they rush in to congratulate their teammate. He's a big lump of a lad too, isn't he? Number 10.
That's him, Pacifica Tonga, the bloke I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
Oh.
Biggest man on the field. They come in.
It's a giant.
In numbers and stood over our boys there. I think Souths have got to put the Dukes up here in a minute and whatever's coming at them, whatever you dish out, the Dragons have got to be willing to take it back, and hopefully the Rabbitohs can put on a nice strong defensive set here.
19 years old, that boy, and he's probably still got some growing to do, so that's a scary prospect.
I'd say he'll be going up to the Jersey flag once his competition's over, as a lot to these junior Rabbitohs players will be.
My word, he would.
Who do you think will be going up, chaps? Hazer Millers would be one of them that should take that next step up into the Jersey flag team.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Hazer Millers will be one going up. Jai Gray when he's back from injury.
Yep.
Tyrone Munro could be possibly playing Jersey flag next week. We've been tipped off. He's going to be playing Alex Johnson's position. He'd be someone that might look to take Alex Johnson's position in a couple of years when he hangs up the boots.
And we've already got
beautiful mover.
We've already got a couple that are already up there. Thomas Fletcher's up there that could be playing in this grade today.
Yep.
Liam LeBlanc,
yep,
who are both performing well.
Good players.
Yeah, so two of their best players out. He's kicked it. I don't know if he's played at that, but we'll see what the ref signals there. He signalled, yes, he did play at it. So it's another set of 6 here they've got to defend for. You just mentioned, he's kicked. I don't think unless it was just he signalled last. I just had a quick look at the ref. Oh, they've got the ball, and it's gone dead. Well done there by the Dragons, but you just mentioned young Jai Gray, chaps, and we spoke to Coach Sutton about him at training, and that was one of the most devastating blows for that team, losing him, because he is some sort of footballer. He's a creative young player, and he knows his way to the try line. He dominates the opposition, and when Cody Walker finally finishes, he could be the next man up.
As we go for a short dropout, and Hazen Mellors.
Beautiful.
And we expect nothing else from Hazen, the basketballer.
Yeah, he's gone up for a dunk there, Brownie.
He loves to jump.
Yep, he's jammed that one.
And we just give a shout out to Tula Paulie. Go Carlos Paulie, sending love all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. And a big shout out to all our viewers over there in New Zealand.
Yep.
We love live streaming these games so we can bring the game to you guys that can't make it down here to Redfern Oval. And there's plenty of you guys over there in Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah, and there's some people just in that might live 5-10 minutes away that can't make it because it's a dreadful day, so they'll probably just be sitting at home watching this on their telly, their phone or laptop. Little kick through there.
Nice kick from Hawkins there. Oh, and it supports plays and it scores under the post.
Beautiful try under the post, Hawkins.
Beautiful.
Take us through that try, chaps.
Oh, well, it's just a beautiful little kick in there and support play. We end up getting a bounce out of it. Come off the back of a nice charge from Big JC, our front rower, the number 10. I think Herring got it from dummy half. He went to the short side to Hawkins, who put a little kick back on the inside. I think it was Fidel. Lucky enough to pick it up on that side of the field. Jonty picked it up, was tackled, one-handed pass around the corner. So Hawkins, and he scored.
And it all come on the back of Hazen Mellors, that great leap to catch the ball, and then got our team on the front foot, charged upfield, some great field position, and a great little kick there from
He was a good size, Mellors.
Dean Hawkins' brother, Brent,
Yeah.
who
Footy Dean's
kicked
brother.
the winning field goal here last week on the bell.
His dad's here. We've seen him here. Dad and Mum, they're here to watch.
Now, you just mentioned a centre there, chaps, by the name of Fidel. Tell us a little bit about him, and a few of the viewers that know his old man. He probably is here, Manu.
Jonty Moorshead, Philadel, that's Manu, the great chef on Channel 7.
MKR fame.
Yeah. He's a great character. He loves the Rabbitohs. Come
Yeah.
across from the Roosters this year. We picked him up and scored a double last week in that great win over Manly, 29 points to 28. But the conversion was made by
They might
Daniel Wright, who's been a mainstay in this team all season. And he's got a bit of class about him, Brownie.
Yes.
Oh, the nephew of the great Ken Wright.
Yep. Yes.
Ken Wright.
Former Rabbitoh,
We've
yeah.
had a couple of Wrights play for the Rabbitohs. One's
Yeah.
Ken, one's Gary.
Exactly.
But Ken Wright was the Wallaby player, played for the Wallabies in rugby union.
Yep.
A very classy 5'8".
Yep.
And Daniel Wright reminds me, if you get a chance, have a look at Ken Wright on YouTube. Some of his
A similar style of player.
style, very similar.
They might have Manu down on the sausage sizzle, boys, cooking up some gourmet snag rolls.
No, they don't. I had a look. Pete Ramsey's down there.
Oh, is he? Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete on the board of the juniors, and we're also supported by the juniors group of clubs.
There's a nice kick in behind again. Hawkins is going to chase up his own kick too.
Good kick that. That's where you want your kicks to win, in the corner.
Defensive line, but good enough to make the tackle.
Yeah. Good chase. Good kick. Good chase. And now we got to pin him down, and that's a good tackle. So that's a nice play there by the SG Ball boys here at Redfern Oval. In the second game of 4, live and free on Bunnies TV.
There's the 1%ers there from Jonty. What a great chase. Got down there, first man down there. He's got a lot of speed.
Yeah.
And I know coaches love that.
I wonder if Dad cooked him up some sort of carby meal last night. Some, carbonara.
Carby pasta. And to all the
Would have
viewers,
been nice. I bet it was nice, whatever he cooked him up.
100%. And to all the viewers that have just joined us here on the live stream, it is 6-all between the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the St George Dragons in this SG Ball fixture with 18 minutes to go in the first half.
Dane Towns brings it back. He's an exciting prospect. Let's hope he gets into some space today.
He was trying to set his winger up there, but he just hung back a little bit there.
Yep.
There's a nice hit up there from Hazen Mellors. And Jonty, the right centre, has a hit up as well. And TJ Herring dummies left and shapes out to the right.
And to everybody that are watching, all the viewers that are watching, we do encourage you to live chat. Tell us where you're watching it from, and we'll give you a shout out.
Good take there from the Dragons winger. Is it the winger? So he's got what's he got on his back?
Could be Jesse Williams or...
There's a wind, you can hear the wind blowing through the microphones here, probably coming through your TV or phone.
Yep.
iPad or computer, wherever you're watching it on.
I can feel it on the back of my head while I'm filming, so there is rain coming.
I can feel it all over my body because Brent Hill
is wearing your jumper.
Has got me jumper.
Oh, mate. I'd be telling him to get it off, Brownie.
Well, he's just beside us now, so I might have to
Benny,
crash tackle him.
Son of the great Niggsy, who you all would have seen the coach series. They've dropped that.
How's that play on? But anyway.
Gee.
Got away with one there, the Dragons. Tackle 5.
Touchy was right there too, so he had a good look at it.
And speaking of Niggsy, Graham Niggsy Hill, the SG Ball, one of the greatest SG Ball coaches of all time, not only at South Sydney, but in the history of the SG Ball, as we receive a penalty. And do yourself a favour, jump on our YouTube channel and go and have a look at that series. He talks about every SG Ball team that he coached.
Since about 1973, Brownie, and some of the greats of this club that get mentioned, Ian Roberts,
Craig Coleman,
and some of the winning sides. There's some great stories there, and Niggsy remembers a lot of them. And me and you get a mention too for our SG Ball years.
And there's a number of players that Niggsy mentioned that didn't go on to play grade, but had great ability. And one of them was Alan Ferguson, they believe, and a lot of the experts say he was one of the greatest junior league players to ever play the game.
Exactly. Oh, lucky there, and the girls are getting ready. They're going in there. I think that's the Tasha Gale girls. So we've
no, that's the Harvey Norman. That's the next game.
Oh, the Harvey Norman. Sorry.
Tasha Gale's last is Cooper.
So we're all about equality here. There's 2 boys games and 2 girls games, and you just saw me show that Darryl Lee loves all sorts.
Oh, nice ball.
I'll just show you again because we're right on the sideline there. Darryl Lee loves all sorts. We'll go back to the play. Nice little bump off there.
There's JC.
So we've got to look after the sponsors. Darryl Lee loves all sorts. There it is there.
Tough conditions here today, chaps. The rain has been coming down. Very slippery out there. The ball control.
It's kicking off the back foot there, Leroy Murray.
Paramount that we hang on to the ball to be in a position to win the game.
Right, back on the camera.
The boy from the bush, Leroy Murray.
Yep.
It's a handy little 5'8". Got some nice ball skills on him. The Dragons look to scoop it up out of dummy half.
There's a tackle from Marker.
The try scorer,
TJ.
Araz Nanva.
Oh, and he stole the ball. Is it 2 in the tackle? Oh, unlucky there. Strip. He's saying strip or offside.
A little bit unfortunate there. Could have went either way.
I think so.
It came loose.
It was a loose carry, Brownie. Back in the day, that was play on, but not in 2023 here at Redfern Oval on Saturday. April Fool's Day, boys. Anyone pull the wool over your eyes or anything?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, only the referee in the Harold Matts game, mate. That's the only one.
Nah, we love our refs here, chaps. We've already said it. Scott Hoskin, I seen him the other day. He's been appointed as refereeing coordinator for the junior league or something like that. So my mate Scotty Ocko, from
very good referee in his day.
Yeah, he still is.
Well, he still is, but now he's taken up another role, so he mightn't have to be on the tools as much.
No, and he also stars on Mavo's Golf Blog, my other YouTube channel. Go and have a look at that. And we've had someone jump in. Misso Fitness says hi. So hi to you, Misso Fitness. We've also got Tula Paulie saying, we already said that one, Brownie. Go Carlos Paula. Hang on, I'm behind here. I think I've pressed pause.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, thank you to everyone who's live chatting.
That's the Dragons number 8, Carlos Paulie.
Yep. So we try and be fair here in our call, as you know. Welcome to our Dragons fans that are watching, and all to the Rabbitohs family, because we connect the Rabbitohs community here.
I think there was a first grader called Was there a Paulie there at Parramatta at one
There
stage?
certainly was.
Same spelling?
Certainly was.
Yeah.
Might be his younger brother. You know.
He was a monster too.
He'd probably
Yeah, a good skillful player too.
he'd be called Pauli now with the new pronunciations.
Yeah. Once again, there's that
Maybe not.
number 9, James Fraser, looking to get on the scoreboard.
Oh, he's dropped that.
That's not a player, the proper player. The ball.
dropped that,
They
that's
pushed it out to the right and they turn under. This is Corey Akers, a bloke we've been tipped off about
Yeah.
from Dallas.
Bumping run there.
He's turned
Big Tonga.
There he
He's going to be hard to
goes.
stop.
Well, that's shades of what happened in the first game with the big
Exactly.
fella turned on the inside.
We've seen 3 tries today, a similar type play where the hooker jumps out and turns the big front rower underneath.
Well,
And it's a great day for front rowers scoring tries today.
Yeah.
Sure is, mate. That's Loco Junior, Pacifici, Tonga. So good they named him 4 times. And he's played well here today. He's dominated the middle of the field. He's an imposing body. Reminds me a little bit of, if anyone remember, Cliffy Palu from the Dragons, lower grades. He was touted as a big star and ended up going on to play a lot of games for the Waratahs. And I think the Wallabies. So
Chaps,
Good body shape.
There's a chat here directed to you from Russell Coit, and he says, "Is Towers Beach View Cafe a sponsor?"
no, it's not, Russell. No, Towers. Yeah, we can get a good snitty down there at Towers at River Beach.
Oh, down the bar, is it?
Yeah, we call him Spliffy. He has a few spliffies out the front, old Towers. So.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, good bloke.
That's
They got nice shot chips down there. Some good snitties. They do a good. They don't do a bad coffee down there either. Just
Well,
down there on River Beach Towers.
there might be an option there for a sponsorship.
Well,
I bet the food's not as good as at the juniors at the Sundeck Brasserie though. That's a great feed there.
And Tim is watching, and a shout out to Tim watching all the way from Canberra. Well, Tim, we've certainly got your weather conditions up here today. It's raining, it's cold,
Yeah.
the wind is blowing. The only thing, there's no snow.
And I reckon Tim will be sticking around for the Tarsha Gale, the last game where the Rabbitohs take on the Raiders.
Well, there you go.
And we've had one of the Raiders fan Instagram pages give us a few players to watch there, so you can look forward to that. There's a fullback there. Apparently she's electric. They're going to have to be really aware of her.
So, Tim, if you're still watching and you are here to watch that game, make sure you share the link to all your friends down there in Canberra, because I'm sure not all of you will be able to make it here.
The nation's capital will be be nice and brave and bold down there at the moment. Brownie would be.
and the conditions.
I don't think Sticky would be too happy after his team's performance yesterday.
Is he ever? He's rarely happy. Old Stick, isn't he? Though, like regardless.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't get to watch that one, man, Mavo. We're on our way to the game, but I know it was only 13-6 at half time, and to see the score at full time, I think Ricky will be pretty disappointed in the performance of the boys in the second half.
Penrith are the team that can do that to you, and
There was a try they scored. I think what could have been on the first half. Half a dozen offloads, and it finished off with there's a nice save here by Dane Towns.
The linesman's put his flag up.
Missed that. Sorry, I was just having a sip of coffee.
I don't know about that one, but
And talking of tries in that particular game, the last try was scored by Jermaine Salmon.
Yep,
And
Jalen Salmon, yeah.
Controversy try. Not so much the try itself, but the celebrations after it. We won't go into it too deeply.
I did see the headline on that, Brownie, and I know what you're talking about there. So, yeah.
So he put it this way, he got one back on Ricky. Jermaine Salmon.
He did.
Well,
and Ricky's son.
I'm a lip reader, I know what he said.
And Ricky's son.
I did a course on lip reading, but anyway.
And a shout out to Kirsty Bark, Alex AM watching. Now, I don't know what that means. If you want to enlighten us a little bit further, Christy, we can elaborate on that a little bit more.
Yep.
But the Dragons on the attack once again as they lead 12 points to 6 here in the SG ball fixture.
That could be the biggest dummy half we've seen all season. That was
I've seen that.
Tonga in a dummy half. He had to bend down a long way to pick the ball up. As the Dragons lead 12 points to 6 with 9 minutes remaining in the SG ball clash here at Redfern Oval in terrible conditions. As a loose ball, it's bouncing, could go anywhere. Sousa picked it up. They're on the loose here.
He's away.
He's showing some clean pair of heels.
What about the pace on number 1?
The fullback, Jovin Jymore, come from the clouds to clean him up.
Exactly.
Great chase. Souths are on the attack.
Still on.
He wants to spirit marker.
Sin bin. Oh, he's given him a repeat set, but I mean, that does with no value.
Yeah, I think that's in a scoring situation. Give his team enough chance to get back on side. That was a tough call by the referee, but anyway, we've got a fresh set of 6.
Jeez, he showed some toe. Jovan Guymore. I mean, we had a Jovan here that had plenty of pace, Jovan Clark, and he was quite similar, that Jovan just then.
As we go, second man play from Hawkins out the back as they dummy back around the outside, and that's a try for Cooper McLaren, the bloke who picked up a loose ball around 60 metres and was run down by Jovan.
And he's redeemed himself because he dropped the ball early, chaps, and the Dragons capitalised that for a try, but really he's made up for it now. He's a beautiful run down the right, and then he
so we've got
caught
the two
a good ball there.
Bench players on there, Mavo. Rosati's on and Pritchard. Now,
okay.
Rosati's from the CIS school system. I was speaking to his dad at the coffee shop.
Yep.
He's he grew up with the Pulatua brothers, Frank and Tony. He was telling me.
Right.
So
smart play by Hawkins there to go back down to the side where the break was made. Obviously, he would have known there was a lot of tired players down there after that chase, and
there he is.
He's got a good football brain, Hawkins, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. And we just saw his dad, Ash, come up and shook hands. He follows both the boys very closely, and obviously he looks a lot like his brother, Footy Dean, doesn't he, young Brett? But they're both former Maddo Tigers.
And there's Benny Hill with my jumper on.
Benny Hill, there's the jumper. Benny,
how's the jumper?
Are you warm? You warm enough?
Yeah.
There he is. He's kidding himself, isn't he?
Who comes to the footy without? And there's a Bunnaby water with a purpose. Proud supporters of the Gajaga Foundation. We'll just go back to the action now.
And he's right, looking to kick this conversion from the sideline. 12 points to 10, the Dragons lead with 7 minutes to go. As you can see, the scoreboard just in the back. Back play there. He strikes it well. And it's straight between the posts.
Beautiful.
A great kick there from the sideline from Daniel Wright, and that takes the score to 12 all.
With thanks to Dot Bell Constructions, Brownie. It's 12 all, and there's 6 minutes 40 left in this first half of this UNE SG ball game.
That was a great
at
conversion.
Redfern Oval.
That was a great conversion by Daniel Wright. Just speaking to his father, just had a hip operation. He's had to bring himself out a little camping chair like us, so he'd be happy with that beautiful conversion from the sideline. And now, people at home, it's a 30-knot southerly. It's driving rain. It's only 16 degrees, so kicking. There's hardly been a missed kick all day when you think about it. I think they missed one in the Harold match, so great kicking performances so far from both sides today, goal kicking wise.
We need to tell Benny Hill to download a weather app on his phone and to check it before he comes to the footy, because fair dinkum. Who turns up in a T-shirt? Anyway, but we also want to just quickly thank the New South Wales Rugby League, because we've spoken to them and for allowing us to shoot these games. They shoot some good run there. They shoot some great stuff, a lot of pathway
Daniel
stuff.
Wright again.
But thank you to the Rabbitohs and the New South Wales Rugby League for allowing us to shoot these home games that the New South Wales Rugby League aren't
Smart
filming.
kick to the corner.
Great kick, using the wind.
That's a great kick.
That was from Leroy.
We're going to hold him up. Great work there.
Leroy Murray.
Get down low and go, he did. Just like there was a fire there. He just burrowed his way into the field of play. And beautifully done. That's what AJ needed to do last night when he had that try in the left corner. But anyway, let's move on from that.
Well, normally it's Brent Hawkins doing the kicking, but this time it was
good tackle.
Young Murray who put it down deep into the Dragons' territory.
It's a great defensive set here.
It is.
Boys.
It is. It's a miserable day, and it's an ordinary set from the Dragons so far. They've gone nowhere, and it's just a good defensive effort here by the boys. Oh, he nearly poked his nose through the line there. So they're going to be kicking from deep in their own in goal. Dane Towns is back there. The flying Dane Towns. Chaps knows his old man.
He didn't seen him walk in, actually.
He didn't realise he knew him until we'd been calling him for a couple of games, but he knows now. And let's hope he goes to town today. Young Dane, a bit later in this game.
As Benny Hill brings my jumper back. And
there's a big carry here up the middle of the field.
Good run. Get up, son. There you go. Second tackle. We're taking it on the 30.
So we go left here to Jonty. Jonty hands it off to the number 17 who's on the field. Matthew Newman, the Botany Ram himself, who's come back from a tough injury. As I go left to Leroy Murray. Second man play. Just juggled that one, Dane Towns. Otherwise, I think it was on there if he could get a good clean grasp on the ball. They look to go right. Corey Murray, little dinking kick in behind, but they're in position there, the Dragons.
So we can report that Benny Hill is he's jumperless now. He might go rummaging through the dressing rooms to try and find someone to jersey. I think he was just looming around down there before. So if anyone in the crowd's bought an extra jacket for the great Brent Hill, Botany boy, my mate, picks him up. And that car has still not been moved. So anyone who owns that Hyundai down there that's parked in the driveway, give yourself an uppercut and give them a buzz and tell them they've got to move their car.
Yeah, nice tackle here. Ryan Casey dominating the opposition. He's been in everything today, Ryan Casey. Very high work rate on him. Had one error early in the game, but other than that, he's been one of our best forwards.
Good pick up there. Sure. Good pick up there by Dane.
And if anyone sees Brent Hill, I've just put my jumper on and I found $20 in the pocket. So
here he goes. Daniel Wright's broken through.
Thank you very much.
Goes on the outside. Looks to take it on himself. He's got good balance, this kid. As he's just wrestled down by the speedy Jovan Jymore, who has had to make a couple of try-savers today, Jovan Jymore. As Leroy Murray has a surge for the line. Penalty.
Offside. Is it a sin? There it is.
And that was called there by Dallas. He put his 10 fingers up and pointed to the bin, and the referee has acknowledged that. Now that's the young bloke from Cowra. A heads-up play there by Murray. He's done some nice kicks in the last 10 minutes, Brown.
Yeah, he certainly has, and great lead-up work there by Daniel Wright, who was outstanding there. Charging downfield, he's got plenty of pace, like you just said in the call, chaps. He's very well balanced. Unfortunately, he couldn't beat the last line of defence.
Well, he's very quick, that Jovan Jymore. I don't know whether it's something to do with Jovans, but they're the quickest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Jovan Clark was one of the quickest Rabbitohs of all time. There was nothing of him.
There wasn't much of him.
Very brave man. He was playing first grade at, I think it was 65 kilos or something like that. Incredible.
Big opportunity here, boys. There's 2 minutes 40 left in this first half. The Dragons are down to 12 men, sorry.
Can you name another player, chaps, from the Rabbitohs who was a lightweight and also played at 65 kilos?
Roy Bell.
Roy Bell.
So what are we waiting on here? They're having
very unusual things, Roy Bell.
There's a head bin there.
Normally when you kick down at the fullback, fullback gets it and takes it back. So not Jovan. Jovan used to bolt up to the defensive line, chip over the top, and run around. And I've seen him to do that in under 20s and score a try. So you don't see anyone do that very often, do you?
Not at all. Anyway, the South Sydney are going to go on to the attack, where the Dragons have only got 12 men on the field.
And here comes the 17, Hammond. They're looking to
bit of indecision there. The bench couldn't work out. They needed to get someone on.
They're short at the moment, so
it shouldn't be that hard.
Could be an opportunity to go wide here, but
you need a
just
player.
Held us up.
Get him on.
They've got numbers out the ride. Young Hawkins is calling for the ball. He wants the ball.
It's come a little late. If we can get the ball to Towns, Towns will sum it up pretty well. Jonty back on the inside. He scores. That's a try to Jonty Morshead Fidel, the son of the great chef Manu.
Manu will be happy.
Yeah.
There's a little fitness test going on down here, maybe, of JC, our big front rower.
And Raymond Yunus just live chatted and said, what is the score? Well, young Fidel just made that 16 points to 12 in favour of the South Sydney Rabbitohs with a kick to come, and there's only a minute and a half left on the clock in this first half, and young Wright will attempt to kick a conversion where he just was successful with one of them conversions from just about in the same spot.
Yeah, well, so far we've had tries to Brent Hawkins, the brother of Dean. He converted that one. We had a try to Cooper McLaren and also one to Jonty Morshead. So there have been a couple of nice tries here to the Rabbitohs. They've all been converted. And classy Daniel Wright puts the ball down and looks to go through his kicking routine.
Well, it was great work by Daniel Wright down this left-hand side that got us in this position to score that try, chaps, with his long run. And then obviously a quick play of the ball, which caught the Dragons offside, and they gave away a penalty, which resulted in a sin bin. And that was the reason why we had numbers on that right-hand side. Dean Hawkins knew that. Brent Hawkins, the brother of Dean. And he was calling for the ball. He desperately wanted the ball to get out to the right-hand side. He knew we had numbers out there. And once he got the ball, it was just a bit of classy work there by Dane Towns to offload to Fidel. And young Wright.
What a kick.
Beautiful. Now, I just zoomed in on Drew Williams for a while, thinking that was young Fidel, but then I end up finding him, and he looks a bit like his dad too, the young centre. Let's have a look where he is now.
That takes the score, Mavo, to 18 points to 12, right on half-time to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. We'll go into the break in front.
Okay, so we're going to leave the stream at half-time. We'll just leave it playing. Come back after the break, just because it's a long day for us. We're going to have a break at half-time. So,
great half of footy there.
Yeah, it was a good fight back. I mean, we started a little slow. Then the Dragons got themselves on top through Big Tonga, who's a giant of a man, the front rower for them. But South Sydney just won that field position battle towards the back end of the game, and off the back of a nice kicking game by Hawkins and the boy from Cowra, the young Indigenous boy Leroy Murray. So South Sydney 18, St George Dragons 12. Half-time in the SG Ball. We'll be right back after this break.
Now there's the try scorer there just while he goes in. And Dad, if you're watching this, or if you're at the ground, we'll have a look for you. We'll get you on for a chat on Bunnies TV. You can tell us how you become a Rabbitoh supporter. And good try there to the young bloke. We'll be back soon after the break. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have, yeah. No, I don't know. Don't try.
Pre-season starts now. As a group, as an individual, everything you do from here on in gets you ready for round one. More importantly, gets you ready for 2023 season. Things I want you thinking about. Compete. You're going to have some quiet noise in your head at stages. You've got to manage that. How you find ways to compete individually and how your body language helps you and your teammates compete. And keep at it. Commit. There's some things that you'll see over the course of this journey where we get a real understanding of what it means to play for this club. Lastly, connections. There's going to be times where you're going to feel that and you're going to need your teammates. You're going to learn things about each other that are going to make us stronger as a unit. And over the next however many hours, all the staff are in, everybody's in. Fear nothing. We have nothing to fear.
Packaging up, taking over as your hands get tired and cramped and all that kind of stuff. And what are you going to do about it?
Hey boys, it's not when you get one screw up, it slides across on the next screw, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It slides across and it'll just slip over that next screw.
This is your history right here. Let's get it up there, get it in the boxes and get
20 each, boys.
20 envelopes each.
Periods tonight where you will be alone by yourself, thinking. And I think that the best soldiers in my business are the ones who can navigate through that noise. It's coming from everywhere.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Push it up. No counting.
if you could give anything about South Sydney to the boys in your own words that they carry with them tonight, what would it be?
Guts and glory. That's what it's all about.
Take the straight.
Okay, on parade, everybody.
Incorrect. All out, start again.
Words are sort of, they don't hold much weight. It's more actions that are holding weight. If you're committing to something, you're showing it, you're not saying. So if you want to make a commitment, I reckon it's kind of easy to say, I want to be better, but how do you get better? And how do you commit to getting better?
Part of what we're doing tonight is going around and exploring and finding out about our history as a club, but I want to respect that history, but I also want to make our own mark, create our own legacy, and that's what we're doing tonight.
Get that thing! Go ahead! Go ahead! Get him!
I'm here, Green.
Do it again. Yeah. Oh.
Two more. Up and over. First one.
Work, boys.
Go, guys up.
Work, boys.
8, 9, 10.
I always learned something when I was young. If you are down Redfern Way, why not drop in and see them play? The men who wear the red and green will show you football you've never seen. The side coached by the little master, that was Clive, played the game that's so much faster. To see a fullback like our Clive makes you glad that you're alive. Then it rambles on with all the players, and a poem, it's a historical one. Hopefully this is the start of more success here for the mighty Rabbitohs, and there'll be poems indicating you people in there like they did with Clive, Bernie Purcell, Jack Rayner, and all the greats of South. Gentlemen, on your journey from leaving our historical Redfern to our new ground over here at the Centre of Excellence, we wish you well. We all yearn for the day when we're premiers again. And I finish by saying, glory, glory to South Sydney.
Well, that's the Botany battler there, Henry Morris, with a beautiful poem. And I was standing right next to him when he said that, and that was very moving. You could have heard a pin drop with the South Sydney Rabbitohs players when that was occurring.
I love the way he finished that, Mavo, when he said, glory, glory to South Sydney. And that's what we're all about here, glory, glory.
Where's he from, Mavo?
Henry, the Botany battler.
The Botany battler.
Mate, we
I didn't know that.
We stick solid, the Botany boys, mate. I can guarantee that. I'm just getting set up here. I'm going to bring up the stream again so we can watch the live chat. Let me make sure it's turned down.
I reckon the temperature has dropped at probably another couple of degrees in the last half an hour. Chaps.
Well, I checked on my Willy Weather app and it was down to 16 just before. with a 30-kilometre southerly, and that just makes it a bit harder. And it's been, for the viewers online, you probably can't tell, but it has not stopped raining pretty much this entire game. And I think there was only 1 or 2 spots where it stopped in the Harold mats. It really belted down there.
And it's going to be a massive effort if we can go on to win this game, because like you said, chaps, we're into a howling wind as we speak, and it's going to be quite difficult.
Good defence over the top from Rosati, Brownie.
For our kicking game. Yeah, great defence.
And we need that in the second half. We got monstered a little bit at times in the middle of the field, but we need our forward pack here to really muscle up and get in front of these blokes and put them on the deck. There's a nice tackle there by TJ Herring. And it goes out there to the half-back. Nicholas Quinn put up a bit of a floater bomb, and Daney Towns, he jinks, he steps, he comes back to the middle of the field, and he's met by a wall of Dragons defenders about 11, 12 metres out from his line. As someone went a little high there, a little close to the wind, we might say. That was for Hayes Mellons, cop one over the top, the big unit.
Zugranis from the Dragons. Nicholas Zugranis.
Yep.
Apologies if we don't get the pronunciations right to all the family members and friends out there. It's the first time we've seen these Dragons boys play, but we love bringing this live stream to you guys live and free to everyone that can't make it down here.
That previous tackle was Paul Mellor's nephew, Drew Williams, who's moved into the second row due to some injury crises. He was out there in the centres the start of the year, and that's the sort of thing you got to do in a team like this. You know, you have a bit of a tough run of injuries. You got to go where the coach wants you, Brownie.
Yeah, and
there's a turnover.
It's ruled a penalty.
He wasn't really playing at the ball, but anyway.
Well, that just goes back to that kick into the wind, chaps, where we only made it to the Dragons' 30-metre line, and now they're going to be on the attack after a penalty for a strip, and they're 30 metres out.
Coach Johnny Sutton would have handed his instructions out, I reckon, being a wily veteran like Sutton would be. Let's kick nice and low into the corners and try and just box them in and see if they can work their way out, but it hasn't worked so far yet. There was a bit of a shepherd play there. The South players went up. Drew Williams puts his opposite number on the deck as Quinn has his pass knocked down.
Yeah, charged down.
Yeah.
It's a knock on.
Unlucky there. Well,
they're going to play the knock on, but
he stopped it, so
it looked like a nice set play there from Nicholas Quinn, but the ball just didn't go to where it was supposed to go there.
You can see on the NG Farah scoreboard, it's 18-12, 32 minutes left in this second half of this UNE, New South Wales Rugby League, SG ball clash between the Dragons and the Rabbitohs.
And UNE stands for?
University of New England, Darren.
And they're the sponsors of this year's SG ball competition.
Correct.
As we go left.
I think that's right anyway. That's from memory, yeah.
Yeah, 100% correct, mate.
Miss Shandy Hammond jumps into first receiver, the number 6 for the Dragons. He's got a good head of hair too, as he dummies two underneath.
Good take, but they've dropped it.
But Nicholas Quinn has coughed it up again. So
it wasn't a good take. It wasn't a good take.
Well, he did well to pull it in, Mavo, because he pulled it in, but then he lost it after he pulled it in.
Well, as I said, there's a 30k Southerly. You don't really want to throw too many long passes in win like this.
They'll be on next, the women's
Dragons girls.
Now I can report that Dragons team I just showed you, they are 0-7 for the year with only 30 points scored in the positive and 300 and something plus in the negative. So I'm expecting our girls to come out and put a score on the Dragons, but who knows? We've had our struggles as well, so it might be a good game. Should be a good game to watch.
Good run by Hazen Mellors to set this up as Jonty Morzed Fidel steps off his right foot.
And I just want to
45 metres out.
A bit of a shout out to you, Mavo, on the camera. You're doing a tremendous job there on the camera.
Thank you.
And commentating. So
I think could be a possible HIA here, boys.
I've always been good. I've always been good on the multitasking, Darren. And
yeah, you certainly have.
And we've got a breaking news here, and it was well timed with this head clash. Unfortunately, Isaac Toive, Isaac, who we just gave a mention to, he's given us $31. Nice meeting you guys. Thanks for all the live streaming. Kynan will be back in the SG Ball next year. So there you go. So anyone who was listening to our Harold Matthews call,
thank you,
Mum and Dad came up, Isaac and Samantha came up, and they told us that their son Kynan is playing in the SG Ball, and that sister Jada's watching in New Zealand.
Yep.
And then he's pointed out that his stepdad was sitting there, and he's a life member of the club. I've just lost my sheet that I had that.
South Sydney family, yeah.
Yeah, you had it, Charles. Hang on. No, I've got it here. His name is Mervyn Neve, and he's a proud life member of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And he just walked past, and I was going to ask him his story. We might get him next time because we'll be seeing him at the footy. But that's what we love about what we do here. They came up, they thanked us for what we do on the show, that we connect the Rabbitohs community. We let relatives in New Zealand or Minnesota or wherever.
India.
We've got Karina Haza, one of our biggest fans, is in Germany, getting up in the middle of the night and doing sound checks for me when I'm riding solo. So
we've got Tula Pauly online. I think she's got a relative playing for the Dragons. Tula, if you're listening, what's your relation to Carlos, the front rower, number 8 from the Dragons? Tula, we did a little shout out to you. Look, we had the post-match function last night after a bit of a loss to the Storm. Like Mavo said earlier, we had a pretty good attendance. There was a couple of hundred people there. At the end of it, I had Marlene Martin come up to me, give me a big hug. She told me who her son was. Her son passed away, who was a crazy South fan. I grew up with him at South Coogee, playing footy on the hill up there. Passed away in the past couple of years there. So
sorry
it was great
to hear
to
that,
meet Marlene. It was a little bit emotional there. She's obviously the reason he was a Mad South fan, and that normally does get passed down through generations who you go for. And South Sydney wise, it's you know, look, I'm a 4th generation South supporter, and my kids are 5th. So.
And another one that passed away sadly was Judy from the Borough, the lady that's been coming to training since we were playing Darren. She'd come every week, get us to sign the same book. She was she couldn't speak or hear that well, but she was a real passionate fan. And Josh Kemp from the Borough, I think he's going to write a tribute to Judy for
she's
our
so
website.
Committed, wasn't she? I mean, I think she ended up living there at South Coogee for a while.
I remember her here at Redfern Oval, where we are here today. She used to sit right near the tunnel, and her beloved South Sydney Rabbitohs on week in, week out. And condolences to all the family and to the Borough. I know she was part of that Borough.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just speaking about Chris Martin, Judy lived a stone's throw away from Chris. So what about that bit of
connection?
Yeah, connection there. Unbelievable.
Yep. So sad, and obviously it's a sad week in general, the passing of the great man John Sattler, and it was a very moving service. I watched it online, and his son Scott spoke really well. Shout out to you, mate. We've had him on the show for a chat, and I know how much he's hurting because I lost my mum in 2017, and I still miss her. And get choked up talking about her, but
getting back to the game, Mavo, where 18 points to 12 in front as the Dragons go on to the attack.
His 5th tackle
Dallas
there, but Kyle Wright did a nice carry there, which sort of got him on the front foot. It's gone out to Shandy Hammond, who's put one over the top.
Oh, he
caught it in the field of play, but got himself out.
Daniel Wright.
Better go get that up.
That's classy from Daniel. There's Hazen Mellors, who's been pretty strong today.
And we get a penalty on the back of that.
We needed that. So Dallas has just lost his paperwork, and sorry if I didn't catch that. His paperwork was flying into the crowd with our team list, but anyway, we'll carry on.
And once again, Mavo, you had the opportunity just to thank Isaac for his donation, and I just want to follow up with that as well, and appreciate Isaac for your kind donation.
And we've had a chat. Yeah, thank you, mate. And we've had a score request, and we'll do it for Blast Pit. It's 18-12. The Rabbitohs lead with just under 29 minutes left in the second half of this SG Ball clash.
And then we've got Arab United supporting James Fraser, who's the hooker for the Dragons, and he's watching from his hometown in Cairns, I believe that is. So there you go. Wow.
As we go
There's
down
ball
the road.
movement. Cooper McLaren cuts back on the inside. The Dragons look to hold him up and get him over the sideline, and they do.
Oh, gee.
No.
He's bundled into touch there. Who didn't have much sideline to work with, boys, and you really love to see your wingers just if they can make their way in field that situation and stay in the field of play, but it didn't happen. Good defence by the Dragons to take him out there. That was a good opportunity down the right edge.
And it was Hawkins linking up with Dane Towns, and they went out to Jonty. Jonty got it out to McLaren. They just held him up a fraction, and that slippery slope on a sideline, as we spoke about in the first half. You want to stay away from them if you're a winger, and the Dragons get things back underway 30 metres out from their own line. South Sydney 18, Dragons 12 with 27 minutes remaining in this SG Ball fixture.
On a typical winter's day down here at Redfern Oval.
It's the coldest day we've had this year, no doubt about it. Only 16 degrees. And that wind just keeps going from right to left on your screens.
You're probably, if you're watching this, you're probably in a great position at home, watching in front of on the couch. Probably got the log fire, especially if you're down there in Canberra.
Like we've got most people are watching on their phones, I reckon. But as Shandy Hammond, nice little offload, short ball to his back rower.
Put another log on the fire, Brownie.
That's it.
Cook me up some bacon and some beans.
Which is another Jonty.
Put another log on the fire.
Cook me up some bacon and some beans.
And is it?
Go out to... anyway, move on.
Good little battle out there
nice
between the two Jonties.
As
Dane Towns, I love to see him getting the clear. He's so fleet-footed and very light in his feet.
Young Bailey Smith there is on for the Rabbitohs.
Loose carry by Jonty. And he's coughed that ball up, and jumper number 18, the big man.
Well, they put themselves under pressure here, boys. Let's see if they can get their defence in order and hold them out.
He dummy double underneath. He wants it out to the open side, Nicholas Quinn, who's been more the dominant for the Dragons in this game. Turns the 15 in Matthew Alhazem underneath. And hooker, the boy from Cairns, as we just found out, James Fraser.
From the Botany boy, Bailey Smith.
Nothing of him, Bailey Smith, but he's got all the talent in the world.
Tackles everything that moves.
Big ball out wide to Jovan. Jovan.
Oh, great tackle.
Gets it out to Coombs, but what a tackle in the corner by Cooper McLaren.
And his teammates come over there.
On his opposite winger. He was a late change in the lineup there, Zach Coombe, and he had the line wide open, and Cooper McLaren come across and bundled him over the touch.
Not only bundled him in the touch, a try-saving tackle there from young Cooper as his teammates come over and
it's a real long shift here, Brownie. I think it went to Shandy Hammond. It went to Jovan, the fullback. Jovan Jymore out to Zach Coombe, and geez, he was bundled over.
Good tackle.
The corner, and that could have almost squared this up had they converted that one from the corner,
boys,
but it wasn't to be.
Boys, will there be a few McLarens going around at the Grand Prix?
The F1
today, the F1.
F1s, yeah. A
couple of Ferraris.
As Jonty gets the ball, skips to the outside, beats his first man. It's been a good matchup, the two Jonties on that side. Jonty Peristrello for the Dragons, and Jonty Moorshead Fidel, both on the same side of the field. One's a back row, one's a centre. Oh. I love a Jonty matchup.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, he went a little high there.
Yes, get away. Pushes him away there. Oh, he was just putting his body on the line, the young Dragon there. I can't really hold too much against him there.
He's absolutely belted Drew Williams there. And
he's in a little bit of a bad way. It's actually not funny.
That's the nephew of
I think
Paul Mello. Look, I think he's winded.
He's
trying to get some air in those lungs.
He's been called out. He's going to get a caution here.
He might be going to bin. Or
Matthew Alzahim.
Could be a rib injury, Movo.
He might go to the bin here, boys.
Let's have a look. Who's that referee? That's not one of our... I'm not sure. Shout out to the...
That's on report.
He's on report.
The Pajita boys.
There's no bin. No, it's just been put on report.
As Brent Hawkins asked the question, mate, is that not 10 in the bin? He's come up. He's hit my player high. They've also hit him in the ribs as well at the same time. He's really testing out the rib cage.
And Ned Kelly has commented, great tackle. Well, it probably was a great tackle, but just got him a little bit high.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think it wasn't worth a sin bin, I don't think, for that. He just came in and he's trying to put a shot on for his team. They went wrong, and now we've got the ball, and let's march down the field, and let's see if they can get some points and put this game out of reach.
Well, the kick only gained about 5 metres there due to the strong wind here.
As Hawkins passes it 2 or 3 wide there to Toby Doyle with the head strapping. A little bobble there at dummy half. Bailey Smith. That's a 6 again.
Set, yep.
As we go out to Murray. Murray turns the big man underneath. Ryan Casey. He's got through a mountain of work today, Ryan Casey. They push it out to Rosati. Rosati cops a big shot from his opposite number there as Bailey Smith jumps out of dummy half. Big left foot step, but Is that a shoulder charge there? Possibly. No, it's
Lost
big,
the
heavy
footy.
contact. It's a big man on a little man, and he's a popular member of this team, Bailey Smith, and I can see the boys stepping up for him, but gee, that was an aggressive hit.
Oh, that was
We'll
a
go to
big
the
hit.
replay on this
Probably
one. I know you can't see that online, guys, but we've got a little replay.
Delay.
A bit of push and shove going on
And
as we watch the replay here, chaps. Take us through.
There was a dominant tackle there by Rosati in the previous play. He's jumped out of dummy half, put the left foot step on. It was just a left foot shoulder, no shoulder charge. Great tackle by the St George player, and there was a bit of push and shove there. Toby Doyle took offence to it.
Yeah, credit to
that's
Toby.
What you do. Yeah, you got to stick up for your little man.
He stepped over him a little bit and stood over the top
He
of
didn't
young
have to
Bailey.
do that, no.
Probably didn't have to do that, just walk away.
He laid up a bit.
A little bit of push and shove.
But what a tackle.
This is the last game of the year for both teams here.
Yeah. Mad Monday coming up.
What have we got left on the clock, boys? 23 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. They're just talking to the two captains, the halfbacks. That's Brett Hawkins and Nicholas Quinn, just to settle things down. Got to get through these last 23 minutes. Both of these teams will not take any part for the rest of the season.
Where we lead 18 points to 12, chaps.
Brownie, you would have been on a few Mad Mondays in your time over the years. You played 200 and something first grade games in Australia and England.
Yeah.
Did they have was Mad Monday a big thing over there in the UK? Or
It was, yeah. But
did you get dressed up in like outfits or anything like
you
that?
did over there. Yeah.
Any photos you could see or any stories?
Just
or
soft drinks, Brownie, and a bit of lollies. What they have there?
Pints?
No alcohol?
Plenty of pints in the UK.
Oh, they had a few beers, did they?
Yeah.
Of course.
Didn't think that'd be their go.
Yeah, they love a pint over there.
Where do you think we got it from, chaps? We descended from those mad beer drinkers. And anyone
I didn't know they drank, mate.
Anyone watching in the UK, give us a shout out because we love
tackle
it.
down low by Bailey Smith, gets bumped off the little man, but he comes again.
We've got some great Englishmen at the club, chaps, right now.
We've got Rosati over the top. Yep, we got
Thomas Burgess, Sammy, Slam and Sammy, and Georgie Burgess come to training the other day.
Oh, drop ball there, nice.
And they've
pressure from the man from Cowra.
So we had
Leroy Murray.
Sorry, we had a Burgess treble at Rabbitohs captain's run because Big George came. I was actually talking to Tom, right? Because I got him to give a shout out to young Sonny, who was having his birthday, a little young botany boy, and Thomas, of course, he did that. Anyway, as he's just giving me the shout out for young Sonny, he looked over his shoulder. He goes, "Oh, there's my brother George." So I looked over, and there's George, and he was looking in the mirror. And I went and said hello to George, and I didn't realise, but he's retired. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, you're just working on the 4B label, which is great. Brownie wears that around a lot."
I got their shorts on today.
There you go.
So
bit of cross promotion there for the Burgess, and we saw Mum Julie at the footy last night.
Yep. There's been a big sale on to all you people out there watching. Jump on the 4B label website. There's a 60% sale on at the moment.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's still on, but I brought some gear.
Hopefully they sort us out for winter with a bit of gear. We've given them a few plugs, the boys, and that.
Oh,
That's a big
defense.
shot there. And also George Piggins was at training too. Georgie's been getting down nearly every training session lately.
Great little dummy there, and it had to be thrown as well because the St George defenders are rushing up.
And also Andrew Roberts was at training, and he was talking to the LaHood brothers, and they were talking about
Rosati, Maybe back to the action, beats one, beats two, back up the middle.
Sorry, I got sidetracked there, but yeah, shout out to all the LaHood boys, Dr. Jimmy, Paul, Peter.
Short ball, Murray. Starting to dictate
That
traffic
man
now,
again,
Murray.
Daniel Wright, off his left foot.
Yeah, you want to get the ball to your match winners, and Daniel Wright. Is this a towering kick into the breeze? Plenty of South jumpers down there.
As a penalty, earned himself a penalty.
Let's have a look if he's all right.
Hit him late. Do you go for the two to try and
I think you might
get
have
yourself that 8-point buffer?
I think you got to, chaps. You got to take
it's a long way to go, though.
You got to take a 2-score lead. Well, there is 20 minutes to go.
There's call from the sideline to play on here.
Yeah, I'd play on here. There's too much time on the clock for mine.
All right, well, let's have a look. I'll tell you where the coaches are. Let's just move back a bit there. So they're up there. They have their vantage point is.
What we got
I just can't see them through there.
No, you won't be able to.
You won't be able to see them. They're behind. They're up there anyway.
Apologies to people at home if you feel ill. The camera moving around
yeah,
like that.
it was out of focus. Sorry about that. I'm doing my best.
We go off here to Ryan Casey. Ducks underneath.
We're back now.
Live Drew Williams up was, sorry. As we go out the back here to Toby Doyle with a strapping around the head. They look maybe short to the left, but what's he going to do here? Smith, second man play.
Too easy.
That was a beautifully constructed play. They had the lead runner. He didn't run in behind him. The referee's having a look at this one.
Maybe a little bit of obstruction.
I don't know. I thought it was executed pretty perfectly, mate.
Yeah,
and that's a great try to Dane Towns.
Young Bailey Smith there from
Our fourth
the hooker
try of the
position.
day.
Well, I called it early. I was hoping that he'd go to town, and he did. He scored a try.
And as we just watch on the replay there, it was a great lead run there.
That was executed perfect.
Number 12, which was Ryan Casey, and Dane Towns.
Where is he? He come
on
up
the
before.
sweep play.
He actually bought Johnny's chair up for him before. Is that him at the front there? Let me just have a look.
Danny at the front, second from the front.
Well, it was a great call from the coaching staff to play on off that penalty. They didn't take the 2, and it's paid dividends because they've come up with a try, and it takes them out to 22 points to 12 with the kick to come. Still plenty of time left, 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, I was talking to John Sutton, coach, the other day. We're at train. I think it was the captain's run, and we're just talking about the season. And look, there's so many stories in this season. We might try and get him on at some stage and have a little go through what so many adversities they had to overcome. But at the moment, they're only 18 minutes away from finishing with back-to-back victories after losing the first 6 games of the season. They were depleted at one stage, had to pull all sorts of people into the squad just to get through games. There was one game where they only had 12 players on the field against 13, and it wasn't from sin binning or send-off. They were just all injured. They could not complete the game.
Was that against Penrith?
Against Penrith. And New South Wales Rugby League ended up letting them use the 18th man just to finish the game with 13 on 13.
And Russell Coit has just sent a message through. Is Dane Towns the son of Michael Towns, chaps?
He certainly is. Michael Towns.
Great mate of yours?
Yeah. Cousins are his older sisters, Debbie Towns, Sue Towns. Yep. There's plenty of them. They're a beautiful family, the Towns family, Indigenous family. I was friends with their cousins, Danny and Benny Berndred. Shout out to you, Danny, up there in Mackay. Keen South fan. He was texting me from up there last night during the Rabbitohs game versus the Stormers. We're 35 metres out now. Bailey Smith, a floating pass out there to Pritchard. We got him after round 1 from the Penrith side. He was cut from the Penrith side. Little nuggety sort of middle forward. He got a little rat's tail too. They're big up at Penrith rat's tails, and it's not so popular down here, but I'm sure they'll catch on.
Geez, that young Bailey Smith puts his body on the line. He plays well above his weight. He's only a lightweight, playing in a number 14 jersey, but he tackles everything that moves. He puts his body in front of all the big front rowers.
We breed them tough in Botany, Brownie. 2019, mate.
Yep.
2019. Shout out to the Botany Rams.
And haven't we had some good players come out of Botany? None other than the tough luck forward from Cronulla Sharks first grade team at the moment. I was filthy when we lost him, but and you can't keep them all.
Cameron McGuinness.
Cameron McGuinness, one of the toughest players in the last 20 years in NRL, in my opinion.
Yeah, he switched from hooker to lock. I mean, it was just seamless.
Nothing of him.
You know, and he's not one of the smaller locks, Brownie, but he gets through his work.
Oh, he plays with his heart on his sleeve, whatever club, and I can't believe St George Illawarra Dragons let him go.
Well, I was
at
his debut game, and he actually debuted against St George Illawarra Dragons at the SCG. He come off the bench in Johnny Sutton's. I think it might have been the game he passed the great Bobby McCarthy.
Speaking of some of the greats from Botany, I know the man behind the camera, Steve Maven, but another one, Darryl Dirty Neville.
Dirty,
he was a good player.
Gary Hambley.
Manoa Thompson played at the Botany Rams.
Yeah, we stamped his passport late, but he did play for the Botany Rams,
So was my passport being stamped because I'm a resident?
Look at this footwork by Daniel Wright. When
it has, mate.
Stepped off his left
As soon as you became a team member of Bunnies TV, you're an automatic nationalised.
That's right. The score is 24 points to 12.
Some further live chat here. Peter Cockles, what's the score, boys, now? Well, the score is 24 points to 12 in favour of the South Sydney Rabbitohs with 15 minutes to go as the rain comes tumbling down again here. And a nice ball there.
From Leroy Murray out to Hayes Mellors. Hayes Mellors back on the outside of Leroy Murray. They're going to go over and score here, and this is going to go a long way to winning this contest.
Well, he scored the try, but I thought he had the opportunity to bring the ball around further under the post to make the conversion a little bit easier for Wright, but
it doesn't matter where you put it for Wright. He puts it over. Although it is a tough conversion up this end of the field, but yeah, it was beautiful work there. So when Bailey Smith, Murray threw the long ball out to Mellors. Mellors sort of did a little goose step, took 3 or 4 blokes on, passed it back on the inside to Leroy Murray from Cowra, and he scored.
Point him out to me, chaps, because I'm
in from
on the camera. Is he second from the back there?
He's just, they're just patting him on the head in the middle there, mate.
Oh, really?
Leroy Murray.
You tell me where. What numbers he got on?
That's him there, right in the middle.
I've spilt me coffee everywhere here, boys. The rain's coming down. It's on the
That one there, chaps.
It's a good little try, wasn't
Is that one there? I'm focusing on him now. That's him there, right?
So there's Bailey. Now that's Bailey, the one that just talked to him there on the left-hand side of the camera. That's Leroy Murray up there. From Cowra, great country town. Hopefully they're watching online there.
All right, what number's he wearing? Just tell me.
Number 6, mate. The 5'8", number 6.
Okay.
That's tough seeing there. We've only got the one camera here. We haven't got all angles, so
yeah,
we'll get there one day with the coverage.
Yeah.
But it was a nicely worked arm move up that left-hand touch line. There was a few nice carries there in the lead up to it. One of them was by Lennox Rosati. As he's kicked that one from the sideline again.
Oh, Jesus, sorry, I missed that. I was trying
gone off the upright, bounced over the black dot, and South Sydney have not missed a conversion all day.
Now, where is he, chaps? Just point him out to me so that I can know for next time.
Hang on, mate. I've just got to update this last try there by...
Apologies for that, audience. It was a good kick, too, off the post, but we can report that it went in, and it's 30 points to 12 with 13 minutes to go here at Redfern Oval.
So far it's been tries to Brent Hawkins, McLaren, that's Cooper McLaren, Jonty Moorshead. We've had Dane Town score a try, and then we just had Leroy Murray score one over in the left-hand corner, up the botany end.
And it was beautiful work by Hazen Mellors too. I think you might have said it in the replay there, but he did amazingly well. Great hands to find his support on the inside.
Well, there's a lot to like about Hazen Mellors. I know he sort of got a bit of a basketball background. His mother's a star athlete. His father was an NRL player, and he's carving out his own sporting career here by moving away from the family in Brisbane. I know they'll be watching online. There's a 2-on-1 there from Dane Towns. Gets it out to Jonty Moorshead. He's tackled 45 metres out from the Dragons line. We've got a couple of players down in back play. I think Hawkins was hit off the ball again as Murray hoofs one up into the air. And Jovan clip. Shows a clean pair of heels. Breaks the tackle there, Jovan Jymore. Good set though,
You don't want to see him in the clear.
Oh, no, he looks lightning.
Okay, so I've got him now. Number 6 there, Murray, because he just made that tackle.
Chaps, can I correct you in saying it's the Waterloo end and not the Botany end?
Yeah, it could be the Waterloo end. Yeah, we'll claim that.
The Waterloo's closer than Botany.
Oh, but Mavo just said, if I don't mention Botany, I get they dock me pay.
Well, it's not. Well, I'll tell you what it isn't. It's not the mascot end. Okay, we don't want to hear that.
Could be the Little Bay end, mate.
And Russell,
as Kai Wright plays the ball, they go right out there to Quinn.
Another comment there from Russell Coit, all the way from Pioneer Oval, I'd say. Hard to believe these boys at the bottom of the table, some enterprising play. And yes, we agree.
There's a little chip over the underneath, and it's ended up being that bloke were tipped off. Corey Ackers has grabbed it through and picked up his own kick and scored under the post. And it's game on again.
On the back of Russell Coit saying some enterprising play, and they scored right on cue as we spoke about it. And
he jumped into first receiver, I think. Corey Ackers.
Akers or
Akers? Drifted across the field.
Yep.
Just a little dribbly one. It's bounced off a south plane. He's gone through and dived over under the post. He's nearly winded himself.
It's like he landed on it. Did he get a hand to it, or he just landed his stomach on it?
I reckon if that went upstairs to the video ref, I don't think they give that one.
I think he runs a bit like Cam Akers.
In the NRL.
Cam Akers for the Bolts, chaps.
Cam Akers, yeah.
Or was it the Rams?
From the Rams, mate.
The Rams, yeah.
Super Bowl winner, Cam Akers, I think.
Yeah, he is, and they kicked that goal. I've missed that one as well. So now we're squared. We'll miss 2 goals.
So that's 30 points to 18, those guys online.
Yep. So they've got to score twice and convert them both to get in this game and score again to beat us. So there's 10 minutes 30 left. With thanks to Blast Pit, our newest sponsor, out there at Little Bay, Brownie. And
that's a great therapy session. If you're
it looks like we're going to activate the 18th man here.
Not feeling the best.
Eden Devonshire.
If you
what a name.
Got a tight back, tight neck, which a lot of people do these days.
Yeah.
We use our mobile phones a lot.
Yeah. My brother's got something tight, but it's not the neck.
And it's his pocket. His pocket?
Shout out to Miles.
It's his Khyber pass. Anyway, big hit up there. He bounces off. That's Devonshire. Gets straight into the action, number 18.
Yeah, he bounced back up.
And he's had to tackle the biggest bloke, one of the biggest blokes on the field, and that's the number 8, Carlos Paoli, who's...
And his front row partner's not too Not too small either.
No, they've got a great bookends, the Dragons.
Pacifici
Tonga.
Yeah.
Pacifici Tonga and Carlos Paoli. They're both
Offload.
great front rowers there, and hopefully
They've got all the run in here, the Dragons.
good run there by Jovan Jaimore.
The fastest man on the field, chaps, without a doubt.
Carlos dummies outside and takes the tackles. They scoop one out of dummy half. That's Fraser from Cairns. Puts it on to Shandy.
Oh,
good.
It's tapped back by the Rabbitohs, but Jonty Mooreshead Fidel has come up with the ball.
Jolly on the spot.
And Shandy Hammond almost sort of created something there, the 5'8" from the Dragons.
So stay tuned after this. We're going to be going to the next stream where the Dragons women are going to take on our women. And there's some of them there. They haven't had a win yet this year, and let's, well, as far as we're concerned, we hope they don't, but we're giving you as a fair call, the best of our ability. I want us to play with a cramp out
sort
there.
of tapped around all over the joint. Jonty was, look, he wanted the ball more than the Dragons at the end of the day, and it come up in his grasp. And that might be one of the
We're back.
plays that you need to get home when you've got a 12-point advantage here. 30 points to 18.
Good defence.
South Sydney Rabbitohs here in the SG Ball, under-19s division, men's division.
Big Hazer
Over the
Mellors
Dragons.
comes in, take
for some
pressure
work.
off the forwards and has a hit up, gets some good meters.
I think he's going to have a big career at this club, boys. I could see him making his way into the first grade side and staying there for 10 years.
Well, I know he
He'll
loves
have an
it down
opportunity
here.
to train with him in the off-season next year, I think. And
He loves it down here in Sydney. He loves the South Sydney Rabbitohs. His dad told us a couple of weeks ago here at Redfern Oval.
Jaimore. So we're looking to create something, but that's Kai Wright back on the inside. He looks a handful too. The Dragons, number 4.
They want to hold him
He's
out
lost
here.
the ball, though.
lucky
Commentator's
stuff.
curse. And he's taken offence to it. He's fired right up here.
But Jovan,
we zoom in on that action there. He's not happy, the big fella.
the speed of Jovan, it just created that space for his centre there, and unfortunately for them, they've coughed up possession.
But what about the acceleration from the fullback from the Dragons?
Yeah.
Jovan and Jaimore.
Oh,
Brownie.
he's explosive. He's got speed to burn. And
speed to burn.
That's what you want from your fullback. You just got to have a look at that Reece Walsh. The
way he skips to
inclusion
the
of him
outside.
to the Broncos, it's just unbelievable.
It's been, he has been great for them.
Revelation.
He's a special talent, Brownie. There's no doubt about it. He's electric. He's got great skills. He's fast, and he gets his hands on the ball as often as he can, and he puts a swan dive on at the end of it. So it was a lot to like about
little
him.
knock on
Oh,
there.
he's knocked it on at the scrum.
The young kid we've been given a rap to, Bailey Smith.
Yeah, botany boy, Mum Donna.
Tough little error there.
There, she's ahead of the pathways. But they'll have to defend them.
Jeez,
defend
that's
here.
unfortunate for the Rabbitohs there.
Yeah, unlucky. So thanks to everyone who's live chatting. There's quite a few of you on there. I know the SG Ball's very popular with our viewers around the world, live and free on Bunnies TV. So we need some defence here from the Rabbitohs.
Russell Coit. Oh, it's Sonny Aberton. Oh, yeah, where's son? What's doing, son? Up there at Sandbar. Beautiful. How good.
Yep. The Rabbitohs have got a lot of boys from Aruba, chaps, that support them.
Oh, yeah, the boys are up there at NMSR.
Oh, he's driven him into the
on night
ground
shift
there,
all
and it's a
weekend.
penalty.
Just
What
put
can
him
you
in
do?
a bit of a dangerous position there. It's
did.
only a penalty.
He did. That used to be all right back in the day, Brownie. That was play on, but
The Dragons looking to get the play underway. And Big Tonga charges into another great tackle there from Towns, I think it was. Oh, we've got to be careful here. Someone might go to the bin.
he's not going to put him in the bin. It's just for holding down. So they've got another set of 6, and they'll really need to score. 6 minutes to go here at Redfern Oval.
Jeez, that was a great
30
tackle.
points to 18 it is. 5 minutes remaining. We just had a call for a score. William Durkin. William, it is 30 points to 18, so a 12-point margin, 5 to go. Dragons on the attack. Short ball.
Flat ball.
As they wrap the play around.
oh.
He rolls over and scores, and that was a beautiful line run there by Corey Akers. He ran off his halfback, Nicholas Quinn. Nicholas Quinn, Johnny on the spot to run around. Back up the ball carrier. Nice offload. He was good enough to spin out of the tackle. Screw a beautiful try to the left-hand side adjacent to the post. And they're going to do a quick kick here from Shandy Harmon, the 5'8", to give themselves a chance to get back into it. And it's going to be a 6-point ball game in a matter of minutes.
With 5 minutes to go, chaps, and it's just a bit unfortunate there because Brent Hawkins came up with a great one-on-one tackle. Unfortunately, they got the offload, and Dane Towns came across and nearly saved the try. He just rolled over with
There it is. It's a wonky old looking kick, but it went over.
Brownie, what does John Sutton send out to the boys now for this last 5 minutes? What's he telling the blue shirt to run out and tell these boys?
Well, basically, it's defend. You just got to tackle everything that moves. And
stay disciplined too.
Caleb Lee-Poo, he said, these commentators talk too much. Well,
Okay.
we apologise, Caleb, but...
yeah, we've got to get back to the action a bit. Yeah, we're trying our best.
We can tell you, Caleb, that if you're just going to watch it without any commentary, it's not as good.
That's right. So we can't please everyone here at Bunnies TV, but we will read out the comments.
Well, it's like the song goes, Brownie. You can't please everyone, so you've got to please yourself.
There's a big carry, Carlos Paoli.
And actually,
plays it back to Fraser. Fraser out to Tonga.
In our defence, last time we did a call like this, people were saying it was as good as Foxtel and Channel 9. So some people like it, some people don't. And the ones that are liking it,
there's two big hit-ups from their front
get
rowers,
more of it.
boys.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
And there's, Akers, short ball. And it's been coughed up, and Bailey Smith, a couple little steps.
Legs in the vertical,
yeah,
yes.
You can't be doing that.
Well, Brownie, that's...
Run a penalty.
Defence is what you said. A good shot there, coughed the ball up, and now, with 3 minutes 45 left, the Bunnies have got the ball, and they'll be looking to put some points on to ice this game here at Redfern Oval, live and free on Bunnies TV.
Well, basically, they only need 1 point, really.
Yep. Do you work for the field goal, Brownie?
No, well...
I think you should.
If you put yourself in a position, but I'll be just looking to complete the set, Mavo, and either put a...
Because if you miss it, you're going to give them a 7-tackle set, I suppose. You could look at it that way, but...
And Russell Coyte online here, he said, very high-scoring, both games, very entertaining, just like darts. Don't listen to him, boys. Doing a banging job. Keep up the good work. Give Cashy a run. Yeah, well, Cashy's not here today, but...
No.
He was there last night.
Yeah, he was in fine form.
He was on fire. He gets stuck into the referees, Cashy, and someone has to, I suppose. We go left out to Murray. Murray, a nice ball into space, and that's Daniel Wright.
Oh.
He's taken high. That's a penalty, surely.
No, he's saying it's
he was taken high.
Yeah, gee.
He's wrong-footed.
What's he saying? He got him around the shoulder. Oh, he's trying to pull him up. There's a bit of pushing and shoving in there. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a high tackle, but I'm a long way away. I could be wrong. As we'll look at the replay here,
looked like
which
it
you
was,
viewers
chaps.
don't have the option again. Bailey Smith out to Leroy Brown, and then
that was great. That was okay. And
no, I think it hit him around the shoulder.
I'll get Greg McCallum's comment here. He's just chatted on board. Shout out to you, Greg. You were going well. Well, big thank you to Greg. He was our referee many years ago.
He used to ref a lot of our games. Greg with the beard. He was a good ref too. He was very fair.
He was a great ref.
He was a great referee, Greg McCallum.
Yeah.
He's a celebrant these days.
Yep.
So if anyone's out there looking to get married, make sure you...
Yeah, well, it won't be me.
Give Greg a call.
I'll be married 30 years next year, and I don't think I'll be going around again because I'm madly in love with my wife, Samantha. Shout out to you.
Well, there you go.
You just missed Valentine's Day by 2 months, maybe.
So what are we going to have? We're going to call them out here. We're just seeing...
Just I suppose the natives are getting restless here. The two teams getting into each other, and just shows what it means to these boys. They want to finish off the season on a high note. And looks like the penalty might be going to the Rabbitohs here, or is he just going to let us play the ball 10 out?
Just giving them a warning. He's already ruled on that, chap, so they're just going to play the ball. There's 2 minutes 42 left.
There it is.
A penalty. I thought it was a penalty. You don't pull people out without a penalty.
Yeah, well, what happened there?
Well, you can't touch the player on the ground. He tried to lift him up.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I'm happy with that. And they're not going to take the two, chaps. That's fair enough. We're going to keep possession. They can run the ball, run the clock out here just about. They are going to take.
He's going to have a shot. Call. Well, Daniel Wright hasn't missed one all day.
Yeah.
Matthew Humphreys in the Harold Match didn't miss one all day, so
we've got Johnny on the clock here.
He might be able to take a minute off the.
There's the buzzer
clock as well.
I'll see if I can get into the coach's box up.
So
there.
Greg McCallum said
no
under the shoulder, which I thought it was. Yep, great call, Greg, being the ex-referee, and he says he don't do divorces though. So he only does.
So a decent crowd in here. Now, just so you know,
done, Greg.
When this game finishes, we're going to end this stream and we're going to start a new stream for
the Harvey Norman women's
for the Harvey Norman women's game, and you'll find that link on our YouTube channel And also our Instagram, Facebook. So you'll find the link. Just go to our homepage and our YouTube and it'll come up. You should subscribe to our channel and you'll get a notification.
We'd like to thank Dallas here today from Hops and Grain.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a brewing company, and he's just...
He's right as he moves in.
Getting all the sheets ready for us.
It looks
nice
good.
strike.
He struck it well. And it's straight between the
He's a
toes.
great kicker, this Daniel Wright. He hasn't missed one all day.
And that should be enough to get him home, boys. 32 points to 24 with only a minute left on the clock.
Yep, he's had a great game. And there it is. There's the scoreboard.
That's
the
6
game
from
is
6
out of
today.
reach. 6 from 6. Yep.
That's it. He's had 5 from 5 with the conversions of... Oh, God. Hazen Miller's got off the ground then, but
he's
coughed it up.
Coughed it up. We would have backed him in there.
51 seconds to go. Dragons on the attack. That's Jovan Jymore.
Gee.
He's been a handful. Gets the ball away.
Again.
And he gets the ball away to Shunty Hammond. They might go in the corner here. Kai Wright. He's dropped it. There's a strip play.
He spilled his lollies, chaps.
And it looks like someone's hurt their knee in the corner. Who we got there at the back there? He's rubbing his dicky knee, but geez, that was an exciting finish.
It was.
That might be all she wrote. That's just desperation, boys. That looked like a try for all money to the centre, Kai Wright. But the boys come up with that winning play there, and they're going to come away with an 8-point victory here this afternoon.
Great scramble defence there from young Hawkins, who got across and put pressure.
Put his body on the line, Dane Towns there. The smaller man used the opposite shoulder, got his head in a weird spot, but it was enough to put Kai Wright off, and he's coughed the ball up. And 2 minutes left on the clock.
No, well, there's 2 seconds. There was actually 10 seconds.
2 seconds.
Johnny missed the ref calling time off there, but it was only 8 seconds left. I was focusing on Johnny there, and the refs put his hands up. They've packed the scrum.
He's been
the Dragons.
Been good today, Johnny.
There we go. The bloke's in front of the bloke was in front of the time, so there it is.
Some of the Dragons officials are standing in front of the scoreboard. Dane Towns goes out to the right hand side, and that's all she wrote. Round of applause. South Sydney Rabbitohs 32, St George Dragons 24 in round 9 of the SG Ball competition. That's it for both teams. None of them made the semi-finals, but congratulations to John Sutton and his men. Finished off with 2 wins to finish the season off.
Yeah, look, it's
something to cheer about at the end.
It's been a tough season for the SG Ball team, and we spoke about it, throughout the season with their injury crisis at the club, and it's filtered all the way down to the SG Ball. And fortunate enough for some of the players, they're playing at a higher level in the SG Ball, but it has depleted the SG Ball team throughout the year. And like you said, chaps, they've done a tremendous job to finish off with 2 wins from their last 2 games.
And it was tries to...
Oh, and the next game started straight away. We got to...
Brent Hawkins. And it was... Get rid of this stream. Thank you. We'll see you on the other stream.
Thank you, guys.